I'm going to be breaking down the 5-step system that helps me go from average to an 800 credit score without hacks, credit cards in every wallet, or spending years stressing about it. So here's the truth. Most people think an excellent credit score means you never miss a payment, but that is only one piece of the puzzle. There is a system behind it, and once you learn it, your credit score starts climbing almost automatically. By the end of this video, you're not only going to know the exact steps you need to reach an 800 credit score, but you're going to be able to walk away with an actionable plan that you can implement to achieve the same results. Let's get real for a second. The average American's credit score is around 705. Credit scores are a 3-digit number, typically between 300 and 850. That represents your overall credit risk at a glance. Your credit score helps lenders decide whether to lend you money or chase you away. Nearly 1 in 4 adults still have scores below 600. That means they're paying higher interest rates, larger deposits, and even getting denied for apartments and car loans, all because of this one number. But here's what most people don't realize. Your credit score doesn't just reflect how much money you make. It reflects how well you manage the money you already have. And the people who win with credit don't have fancy tricks. They have habits, structure, and discipline. Here's the first mindset shift I had to make. Your credit score is not a measure of your worth. It is a measure of your habits. When I first started, I used to think, I'll fix my credit later when I make more money. But that is backwards. You don't get a good credit score after you make more money. You get it so that your money starts working harder for you. Let me explain. Good credit lowers your interest rates and saves you thousands over time, as well as gives you more financial options. So, if you've been telling yourself, I'll deal with that later, today is later. So if you're with me so far, then drop 800 Club in the comment section, because that is where we are all headed this year. Now, let's get into these systems. To fix or build credit, you have to know the rules of the game, and that starts with mastering the basics. Understanding exactly what makes your credit score is very important. Your credit score is not random, and it's not controlled by the banks or some mysterious algorithm that hates you. It is built on 5 key factors, and each tells lenders how you handle money. The first factor is your payment history, and it makes up a massive 35% of your score. This one carries the most weight because it shows how reliable you are with your bills. Every on-time payment tells lenders you can trust me. Every missed payment says the opposite. So the best way to win here is simple. Never miss a due date. Even if all you can afford is the minimum payment, make it. Consistency builds credibility. One late payment can drop your score by 100 points or more. So treat every due date like rent day and make it non-negotiable. The second factor is your credit utilization, which makes up 30% of your score. It is basically how much of your available credit you are actually using. Keep it below 30%, and if you really want to be a credit rock star, stay under 10%. Because let's be honest, a lot of people get a credit card and all of a sudden they feel unstoppable. They buy one thing and then another, and then the confidence kicks in like, I got this. Nah, calm down, Indiana Jones. It is just a line of credit and not a map to El Dorado. The third factor is the length of your credit history, and that makes up 15% of your score. Credit history is like fine wine. It gets better with age, but most people treat it like milk and throw it away too soon. Lenders want to see a track record and not just 6 months of good behavior. The longer your accounts have been open, the more stable and trustworthy you are going to appear. So, even if you don't use an old credit card often, keep it open. Closing it is going to shorten your credit age and drop your score as well. The fourth factor is your credit mix. It contributes to 10% of your credit score. Creditors like to see that you can handle different types of credits responsibly. Having both revolving accounts like credit cards and installment accounts like auto loans or student loans is great because it shows that you can manage multiple forms of credit and not just one. The fifth and final factor is new credit, which makes up 10% of your score. This measures how often you apply for new credit or loans. Opening a bunch of new credit cards at once is like showing up to a potluck with 5 different types of macaroni and cheese dishes. It looks like you're doing the most, but nobody is impressed. Each time you open a new account, your score can dip slightly because lenders see it as a sign you might be taking on more debt. So, pace yourself and avoid applying for too many new credit cards or loans all at once. Instead, be intentional and only open new credit when it serves a real purpose in your financial plan. Before you go applying for new credit cards left and right, you've got to figure out if you can afford it. This is where budgeting comes in. The last thing you want to do is get up one morning and realize that your credit problems were caused by your inability to check your budget and make sure you can afford to at least make your minimum payments on time. You need a system for tracking what bills are due and when they are due. How much can you comfortably pay debt with each month? Or how much can you keep in your checking account to cover your new credit card bill? This is where you have to build a system that works for you. But don't worry, I got you covered. You can start by downloading a free copy of my Spending with Purpose tracker, which will help you see exactly where your money is going and which expenses are causing your balances to spike. It is a simple and easy to use template. But if you want something more extensive, then you can also get a copy of my Financial Freedom Budget template, which allows you to plan ahead and see exactly where your money is leaking and how to redirect it towards your credit card payments. Budgeting alone is going to allow you to see if you can either afford to open a new credit card or if there is room to throw more money at your current debt. This step alone can move you from the low 600 to over 700 in just a few months, because when you budget correctly, you don't miss payments. There is even a section in the templates for you to input due dates, so you have a snapshot of when your credit cards are due and the amounts to pay. This way you stop depending on credits to survive between paychecks. This one right here is a game changer. Credit utilization is just a fancy way of saying how much of your available credit you are actually using. And it's one of the biggest factors that can make or break your score. So let's break it down. If you have a $1,000 limit and you owe $700, that means you're using 70% of your available credit. And that is basically telling lenders that, hey, I am one emergency away from maxing out. It doesn't matter that you're making your payments on time. High utilization screams financial stress, and credit bureaus pick up on that energy instantly. Think of it like this. Using all your credit is kind of like filling your gas tank to the absolute top, so full that when you drive off, it starts spilling out. Just because you can fill it all the way to the top doesn't mean you should. Keep a little breathing room. So here's how to fix it. Step 1, pay down every single balance to below 30%. That is a threshold where lenders actually start to breathe easy again. But if you really want to impress them, like I mentioned before, then shoot for under 10%. That is a sweet spot where your score starts to climb effortlessly. Step 2, make 2 payments a month, one mid-cycle and another right before your statement date. This little trick makes your balances look lower when it's reported to the credit bureaus, and it can help you boost your score without paying a single dollar more in total. It's like cleaning up your room and shoving everything in the closet right before company comes over. Technically, the mess is still there, but they only see the tidy version. Step 3. Ask for credit limit increases on the cards that you've handled responsibly. This instantly lowers your utilization ratio without you spending a dime. You're not borrowing more money. You're just giving your credit score more room to breathe. For example, if you have a card with a $1,000 limit, you can call the credit card issuer and ask them to increase that limit. Now your card can go from $1,000 to $2,000. That gives you more money to use, but you don't have to use all that money. Keep using it at the rate in which you were, but it's going to show them that you are a responsible borrower. When you put this strategy into motion, your score can literally jump 50 to 60 points in as little as 90 days. No new credit cards, no magic trick, right? Just strategy, timing, and discipline as well. Think of your credit like a relationship. The less needy you seem, the more they trust you. So keep your balances low, stay consistent, and let time and good habits do the rest. Now, this step right here, it is where most people either win or lose the game, because consistency beats effort every single time. You can have the best intentions, the perfect budget, and a whole vision board full of goals. But if your bills are dependent on your memory, your credit score is living dangerously. Here's the truth. Most people don't ruin their credits because they are careless. They ruin it because life gets busy. One missed due date turns into a 30-day late mark, and boom, your score drops 100 points overnight. And it hurts because it's not that you don't have the money, you just didn't move it in time. That is why, apart from me, your financial BFF, automation is your best friend. When you automate your payments, you're protecting your credit from your own forgetfulness. So start by setting auto pay for at least the minimum payment on every single card. That way, even if you completely forget, your payment is covered and your score stays safe. And then if your budget allows, make a second manual payment mid-month to chip away at your balance faster. And listen, don't overcomplicate this. You don't need to build a whole NASA control center for your finances. Just set reminders in your phone and link your checking account to your card and let the system do the heavy lifting for you. Automation also helps build trust with lenders. They love seeing that payments are consistent and predictable. It makes you look stable, responsible, and low risk. You become the kind of borrower that they want to lend money to. Think of it like having a personal assistant for your finances, one that never sleeps, never complains, and never forgets a single due date. Once you set it up, your money runs smoother, your stress drops, and your credit starts to rise without you having to think about it. Now, let's talk about the part that nobody likes to hear, which is time. Because here's the truth. Building an 800 credit score is not a next month goal. It is a process, a marathon. And if you treat it like a sprint, you're going to burn out halfway down the track. Think of your credit like a garden. You don't plant seeds today and expect a full harvest by the weekend. You water it, give it sunlight, and let time do what time does best. Grow what you have been nurturing. That is exactly how your credit works. Every on-time payment, every low balance, and every smart money move is a seed you're planting for future financial freedom. And that is the thing that most people miss. Progress is the best motivation. When you see those numbers inch upward, it is proof that your system is working. But here's the key. Don't sabotage yourself. Keep your old accounts open, even if you don't use them often. That credit age is like fine wine and gets better with time. And resist the urge to apply for every single new shiny card that you see that promises 10% off today. Because the truth is, 10% off today is not worth 50 points off your credit score tomorrow. Think of it like dating again after you've just healed. You don't go applying for 10 new relationships at once just to feel validated. You protect your peace, stay patient, and choose wisely. Your credit works the same way. You nurture the relationships you already have, and the longer you treat them right, the more trust and points you build. So stay patient. Keep watering your financial garden and let your discipline do the talking. Before you know it, your credit score won't just look good. It is going to tell the story of someone who built it the right way. All right, now let's bring it all home. If you've made it this far, then you already know that an 800 credit score is not about being lucky or rich. It is about having a system. So, step 1, learn the rules of the game. Step 2, build structure through budgeting. Step 3, tackle your credit utilization like a pro. Step 4, automate your credit success. And step 5, play the long game and track your wins. Because at the end of the day, credit is like reputation. It takes time to build, seconds to damage, and consistency to maintain. Now, here's how you can start right now. Download the free Spending with Purpose tracker. This is going to help you identify exactly where your money is leaking and what expenses are quietly stealing your money. Then grab the Financial Freedom Budget template. It is your next level system, the one that helps you get a snapshot of your finances from month to month and provides you with a yearly snapshot of your income, expenses, and debt paid. All the links are waiting for you in the description box below. But before you check them out, hit that like button, drop a comment with your current credit goal, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video that can change your entire financial trajectory. And always remember that the best time to invest in yourself was yesterday. The second best time is now. You got this.